Welcome back, race fans, to Peace River for this, the third day of the marathon and the final day spent racing here in the beautiful riverfront town. Big thanks to Compression Technology Inc. for sponsoring today's highlight video. Compression Technology is a leading provider for gas compression maintenance services in BC and Alberta. Much like yesterday, legs 4 and 5 travel upstream all the way to Atino and back, totaling 90 miles. In the afternoon, the racers once again experience a 3-lap, 21-mile circuit race with mass starts. As usual, with long legs like this, the fastest boats are away first, and that means Gord Humphrey in UIM1 is the first boat to pass our upstream cameras. Next to take the course is Regan Williamson in U777. Gord and Regan are running very similar setups with hulls and turbines and are really close in times coming into day 3. Local racer Chad Burns has his boat working well heading upstream on his home waters. The final turbine boat sitting in 4th overall is Kevin Hyde, who had a very clean day 1 yesterday. Leading the way in the A-class is Spencer and Russell King in that beautiful boat Sunset Shaker. And keeping Spencer and Russell honest, all the way from New Zealand is the A377 team of Tom Kelly and Ethan Smith. Third and fourth in the A-class is separated by only 5 seconds. That's Randy Tennant in third, being chased by Darren Cage in fourth. Mexican racer Antonio Villafuerte in A340 had motor troubles coming down on leg 5, and as you can hear, it was pretty catastrophic. The first boat by the camera in the CX class was local racer Jeremy Hand. Chasing him down and actually pulling time on him was Tanner Frolick in CX167. The third place boat in CX is New Zealand racer Justin Hill. Brian Freeland came into day 3 sitting in the 4th place in CX. However, he suffered from a mechanical issue and unfortunately did not finish leg 5, bumping him way down in the order. Another unfortunate DNF in the CX class came once again to CX110 Reaper Racing. Apparently a fuel pump let go, and this is the second DNF in a row for this team. We're really hopeful he can get his problems fixed and back in the water without much more drama. The FX class is still being led by FX37 Rip and Tear Racing. FX28 Gerardo Rodriguez and Dave Walton are extremely close, being separated by only 1 second after 5 legs of racing. The first circuit heat of day 3 is made up of the 3 FX boats of FX37, 28, and 867. Gerardo Rodriguez got the early lead, but Rip and Tear Racing brothers are just so fast in their FX boat. They're able to get around him before the top corner. Dave Walton follows suit and gets around Gerardo as well. Keep in mind, both of these boats are separated by only 1 second in their total times coming into this circuit. At the finish, Kyle and Quinn kept their lead with Dave finishing second and Gerardo coming in third, which now moves Dave into that second spot in the FX class in the marathon, with the Johnson twins staying in the lead and Gerardo sitting third. Guys, okay, we're going into a down day tomorrow, then we're racing in Grand Prairie for 2 days. What are you guys going to do to keep all the rest of the FX boats behind you?
We're just going to keep doing what we've been doing. Honestly, it's been working, so why change it?
It's a good thing. You got a good program going.
Yeah, boat's running good, so as long as it keeps up, we'll just keep pushing hard.
The first CX heat of the day is made up of CX27, 72, 121, and 187. Tyler Boyd got the early jump off the lead in front of Barry Fenton, with Ken Stacy chasing in third. Local racer Blair Bambish was pushing hard in fourth to put on a great show for his hometown crowd. After 3 solid laps of racing, Tyler finished first, Ken second, Barry third, and Blair fourth. The second of the CX heats of the day is made up of CX18, 176, 146, 57, 262, and you'll be happy to know CX175, the Instigator, is back up and running. Darren Stevens got an awesome jump off the start with Josh behind, followed by Clint Moore. A little farther upstream now, and Brian is trying to just barely edge out Josh Inman for second. And Brian's not stopping in second place. He's got good momentum going and wanting to get around Darren for the lead. After 3 great laps of racing, Brian edged out Darren for the win, with Clint crossing the line 3rd, Josh 4th, Tim 5th, and Doug 6th. The final heat of CX boats on day 3 is the 6th fastest so far in the marathon, made up of CX167, CX277, CX248, CX24, CX151, and CX204. Darren Weaver leaned on his navigator Felix to get him off the line first, and it worked well for them. Tanner didn't get a great start in yesterday's heat race. However, he made up enough time in leg 4 and 5 to be the current class leader. So this will be really interesting to see how this plays out, with he and Jeremy Hand separated by only 7 seconds. Tanner was in the 6th box off the start and actually had probably the best position to set him up for that long right-hand corner. We'll just sit here with this camera and let the action unfold for you while you're watching at home. Close racing was probably an understatement for that heat, where boats actually came together at one point. Tanner crossed the line first, with Jeremy 2nd, Justin 3rd, Denny 4th, Trapper 5th, and Darren Weaver 6th. It could have been anyone's race. Really, it was the top 6 fastest CX boats, and you edged out a better start than you did yesterday. You had a clean line, and you just kind of slowly walked away from the field. How did that feel?
I was very thankful. I mean, all these boats are all super similar. Drivers got great skill, and of course, I was beating myself up all last night from yesterday's circuit start, and I think we made up for it today. So,
I think you kind of proved what this boat's capable of. You found some mile an hour today, way up, way back. You were kind of edging out. You're the fastest boat there in CX class, fastest boat back, and then here we are in circuit's fastest again. You won that heat. Must feel pretty good.
yes, long race to go though.
Okay, tomorrow's day 4. We got a down day, then we're heading to Grand Prairie. What's on your agenda here? What are you doing tomorrow to keep the boat intact? What are you checking?
So we're going to go through the boat, tighten nuts and bolts, give it a little service, set a few things different, and me and Tyler are going to get in the boat and start peering on the rivers and put some more miles on.
Coming down to this bottom corner, we were still side by side, and then she got a bit messy down there. Cut in, same thing, staying out of Tanner's spray, and and Jeremy sort of messed it up a wee bit and ended up coming straight into the side of us. So
A little bit of little damage, a little cosmetic damage to repair. Luckily, we have a lay day tomorrow before we do 2 days of racing in Grand Prairie, so that'll be pretty easy to repair, won't it?
Yeah, it looks like it's just the wing, so yeah, could have been a lot worse, but thank God we'll get a wing replaced. I think Jimmy's going to be probably offering up one, so yeah, it's not looking so pretty, but yeah, like I say, it could have been a lot worse, but luckily...
Hey, here it is. Yeah, they're pretty light.
Yeah, they're tin cans. But
Hey,
no
hey,
damage to the
listen.
boat.
I'm very stoked to see how mechanically well your guys' boat is working out there. It looks like it's working the sharp end of the CX class. You guys are competing up there with all the best. You know, Tanner, Jeremy. We got Darren Weaver in your guys' class. These are no slouches when it comes to going fast in a CX boat.
Oh no, definitely not. Like I say, this is some of the fastest, funnest racing I've had. You know, last year in America, we didn't really have these guys going down there, so we couldn't test ourselves. But yeah, the boat's working really well. We just got to keep pushing hard, and it's a long way to go yet. So.
Hey, I'm going to throw you off for a quick second. How do you think old 229 Adam Wilton would do if we threw him in the mix right now? Hey, shout out to another New Zealander.
Definitely, I think he'd be there or thereabouts. He'd be in that heat with us. He'd be winging it up right with us too, because I believe he's gaining every time he takes that boat out too. So I'd love to see it back in Canada or America racing with these guys, because I say he would be doing pretty well and having a heap of fun.
All right, well, we got 200 kilometers south to Grand Prairie for testing and tuning tomorrow.
Yep.
Safe travels.
Cheers, mate.
The first two A heats saw Stephen Ford take the win, with Dale Whiteside close behind. Carlos Hernandez and Stitch finished third. Unfortunately, after changing their motor before this circuit heat, A340, the Hulk, experienced more motor troubles and again suffered another DNF. A-Class Heat 2 was led off the start by Spencer King, followed by Randy Tennant, Darren Cage, and finally Tom Kelly. Darren and Randy are having an awesome marathon so far in the A-Class. These two boats have been battling back and forth since the drop of the green flag yesterday. Unfortunately, Tom Kelly had to shut down after losing an oil line from his dry sump system.
We've snapped a orb fitting or a dry sump fitting off the sump.
Which is very crucially important in a dry sump oiling system.
Very crucial, yeah. If that was the last day and there was a lot on the line, we might have carried that on, but it's not. So we're it's a $20 fitting that we can grab easily enough and get going again. So not a major.
Love it. Spencer King has been laying down some very fast times in your guys' A-Class, and you mentioned it's a long marathon, so you guys aren't too concerned about this DNF.
No, not concerned. We'll just have to change the plan now and probably push on every leg, which is, that's fine anyway. Sometimes it comes to that. So it's not the end of the world. We've come a long way and we're here to enjoy it, so that's what we'll do.
The final heat of the day was between the remaining unlimited boats of Gord, Regan, and Kevin. The hometown crowd were saddened by the missing Bad Habit boat of Chad Burns. Unfortunately, Chad had gearbox issues which kept him out of the leg of this marathon, and therefore bumped him out of being able to take the overall World Championship title this year. New Zealand competitor Regan Williamson couldn't have timed his start any better, and got a big jump over Gord. Gord came into this heat with a fairly sizable lead over Regan after Regan had suffered troubles in leg 4 this morning. So all Gord had to do was keep Regan in sight. With Chad out now, that moved Kevin Hyde into second place overall, and you know he's going to keep pushing as hard as he can to catch Gord up front. You're in a pretty cool unlimited heat to watch. Something happened with your boat to limit your mile an hour. What happened, Gord?
Oh, we had a little bit of a wing malfunction, and one wing was fully all the way up and one was fully all the way down. So we had a little bit of a malfunction there. So it was awkward to drive, to say the least.
Not that bad when you're doing 105, 110, but you start upper echelons of 130, 140. That doesn't feel right.
We couldn't get much over 130 and it would just lift. It was going to go to the moon. Look at this. Hello?
Who is it? Should we
course,
answer it
it's
together?
Hi, Leanne. I'm in an interview.
So coming into the final circuit here in day 3, you had a bit of a lead, bit of a buffer. So were you too concerned with Regan pulling a few seconds on you today?
No, no, that was perfect. So yeah, we actually did some work to the gearbox. We actually swapped our gearbox from our down leg. It made a little bit of metal, nothing. We would have made it, but I thought we'd just swap out the component, and it probably gave it a good opportunity to break it in. So you know what, it was perfect.
After an extremely exciting day 3 of racing at this year's 2025 UAM World Jet Boat Marathon presented by Bonnets Energy Corp, we look forward to our first lay day in the marathon, allowing teams to repair, rebuild, and travel the 200 kilometers southwest to Grand Prairie, Alberta, where racing will resume once again for day 5 and 6 on Tuesday and Wednesday. Huge thanks once again to Compression Technologies Inc. for sponsoring today's highlight video. Without Compression Technology, we wouldn't be able to recap all this amazing action from day 3 on the marathon.